It's me again, Simon, the pranic healer and health boffin, and this is my second video, and as you can see I've come a long way because I've put the camera on the correct tilt. So I don't know what's going to happen today, because last time I was doing a mediumship and they said, we've got your digital scans here from Cairo, your REMS is the second. And obviously I was flabbergasted, so I said, is there any way of proving it? And then, if you look at my last video, they did, because the weather was appalling, and they put a big hole in the sky. And if you zoom in to the camera, when you see the gold bit on the screen, you'll see some what's called funerary masks in the sky, which is basically head shapes. They're not vague, because well, this might seem vague on the picture, but I saw them crystal clear. So you zoom in on them, you'll see them. But the fact is the day before, the weather said it was raining and cloudy all day and there was no sunshine whatsoever. And they said, we'll part the clouds and we'll put gold funerary masks to the left of the sun. Now, I was, with it being my first video, I said the right of the sun, it was the left of the sun. And I also said it was southeast, but it wasn't, it was southwest. But I did say bear with me, because I was quite nervous doing it, and I thought I'll come and do another one. So I'm back in the same place again. So this is Worcestershire, and like I said, I've been doing some like paranormal, supernatural, supernormal investigations since I always thought something was going on, with, regarding ghosts and spirits and something. Because I did a Ouija board when I was 12, and that was a bit weird. And I saw some spooky apparitions, but not like clear, just saw dark shadows in the building when we run off. And I had some poltergeist activity when my mum and dad split up. I was severely stressed and some weird stuff went on in the house, but I grew up from that and then just carried on, got over that, and went and got a car wash, and then sold the car wash, and went and did something else, and went and worked in some shops and did this and the other. I didn't really think much on it, but I watched the paranormal programmes on telly, and I thought, there's something about this. And I thought, well, it's not much things going on, because otherwise there'd be some more evidence about it. And as you can see on my last video, there's something going on, because the weather here was atrocious, and as I stood here, the whole clouds parted and there was gold come from the sun and projected, well, I presume from the sun, but I was thinking from somewhere else, projected facial features. But if you see before it, when I first come out in the field, if you look closely and zoom in, you'll see lots of other facial features, which I've only seen recently with looking at the footage again. So the paranormal stuff happened for me, properly started happening for me, when I went to London, and I went to London to do a pranic healing on a guy. And this guy, he was a posh guy, but he admitted to me while he was there that he'd done some heroin in the past, and he seemed like a quite disturbed guy, but he was a wealthy guy. And I used a crystal in them days for pranic healing. I don't use them anymore because I don't need to. And I waved the crystal around to clear his aura, and this like big load of dust come off him, like dark dust. And he'd been doing something. Someone told me he'd been with a prostitute, then died, but he was like something to do with it. And so, but this was after it, obviously, not at the time. I would have gone and helped him out. And so the dust or whatever it was, the death of this woman, like got at me and freaked me out. But I didn't know as much then, because that was like 7 years ago. And see, there's a picture there already. See that big face there? I call them faces, but they like be calling masks. Some nature spirits contacted me and said, come and do this outside, but they didn't actually say it in words, but that's obviously, you can see that's a facial feature. Now, I didn't know this was happening, so I didn't ask them to do anything. There's some more there. Now, it's extremely bright out now. Because I'm a healer, I've been able to heal my eyes that much and get that much nutrients in my eyes that I can actually look into the sun without glasses on. Now, don't ever try that, because obviously if you've not had years and years and years of being able to do psychic nutrition, because there's a thing called an idiot, which is you can bring in nutrition from the elements without eating. Now it's good to eat as well. Look what's going on now. There's all sorts of going on, striations. I think this is the nature spirits and someone else. I think it's the planets as well, because I asked the planet, planetary influence, if you know anything about magic and planetary influence. Oh, and I asked the 13 zodiac signs as well to do something. But I didn't say what, so this is like a magical mysteries thing, because I don't know what's going on yet. That face is still there. I say face, I'll have to keep saying apologies, because they don't like saying face, because it sounds like something else in a different language. But I'm saying no, like your head. You've got a head and you've got a face on your head. Something's going on here, but I don't know what it is. So back to my story. Yeah. So this, so I came back from London. Oh, there's one there. There's some there. I came back from London, and I didn't tell my girlfriend anything. She's been with me for decades, and look at that, the rope is changing now. It's gone from gold to like titanium colour. Walking in this mud. There's a picture, I don't know what. And I was spooked out. It takes a lot to spook me out. And I've gone really posh. Got myself one of these selfie sticks as well. I think I'm like a technophobe, but I've not done any of this before, so I'm like learning. I'm like really embarrassed that I don't know how to do it properly after watching lots of stuff on the internet, which I'm into, and I think, oh, those content creators, it looks pretty easy, and then you try it and it's actually quite difficult to get it all professional. So this is only my second attempt at it, so be nice to me. Yeah, so we got home. Hey up, something's going on. And the missus was in the bathroom, and she said, Simon. I said, yes. She said, where are you? I said, in the bedroom. She said, have you not just walked past the door? And I said, no. She says, I've just seen a shadow come past the door. And obviously something to do with the death of this woman. So I was pretty frightened then, and I thought I'd got over it, but I hadn't. And oh, there's one there. If you zoom in on there, you can see there's a head of some sort, a mask I should say, because they hate saying heads and faces because they're dead. They haven't got looks like a doggy or something. And then there's a big one. See, what you find is these are multis, like, I can see 1, 2 and a big one there, like a spook. And the little face, like the eyes, like a face as well. Face, God, I keep saying that. Like a mask. Now look at all the horizon now, it's all changed. Yeah, that was the first spook I had for a while. That was 7 years ago. That was nothing to what was coming after that. You can see the sun there, there's definitely a mask there. You see, I haven't asked them to do this, they just give me a push to go out and just ad hoc try something. So I'm ad hocing. Now, where I'm standing, it looks like the whole of the earth plane's gone flat instead of round. Oh, I don't know whether you can see that on the picture, but it looks flat. Normally you can see the clouds are like round, but they're all flat instead. So they're all flat. I think this is the planetary influence. I missed some faces over here this way. See if you can see them. It looks like a dog one there sat down. And if you look closely enough and you zoom in, you can see them. It depends how sceptical you are, but I'm not sceptical because I've seen things that, you know, you can argue all day long that you don't believe them, but I've seen them. I've seen them with my own eyes. Mental issues, drug taking or anything, so any hallucination. This is a beautiful picture there. I'm going to leave it there now for the spooky stories because I'm going to leave them for I do services, I do healing. I'd say it's predicated, but it's into all the interdimensions and in your past life chakras and your front life chakras. It can literally change the course of your life for the better. Which I've done for myself, so I know it works. Just little things like I've got a pimple on my back, which is doing me head in. And then I've said, right, I'll do it for you. I've not gone there, but distance for them. They phoned me up and said, that's been there for weeks. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt like this wet patch on my back. And I looked in the mirror and it's actually gone. It's all come out and gone. And, funny ones as well, like people, a friend of mine phoned me up and he says, I'm with a friend of mine and she's been constipated all week. And I said, my friend's a healer, I'll get him to sort it out. And she was like, I don't believe in healers. And he says, I'll phone him up now and he'll be going to the toilet within the next 12 hours. And she went, I don't believe you, not believing any of that stuff. And he phoned me up an hour later after I'd done it, and she went, her mind's blown, she's just been in the toilet. She couldn't go to the toilet for a week because she'd had some codeine or something, a bad back or something. So, you know, she you don't even have to believe it works because she was like adamant, oh, I don't believe any of that stuff, I don't believe any of that. So I do healings, which is for anything, you know, even if you've got vitamin, there's another big pair of eyeballs. Yeah, healings. Also, if you've got residual hauntings, you know, I've been to someone's house and gone to someone's house to do their, because they felt a bit spooked out, like something was going wrong in their life. I found that his dad and his sister's dogs, like in spirit form in his house, holding him back, to get talks about his future and some sometimes if you think, oh, that's not going to work, you're actually holding someone back when you should just not interrupt. There's a Chinese saying which is, the person who thinks something is impossible should not interrupt the person doing it. And that's why I should never put someone down who's generally an all-round good person, because you might be holding them back, but you also stunt your own growth. So do healings, which you might think, oh, healings doesn't really do that much, but healings can make you break down in tears. It can make you go from broke to rich. It can make you look younger. It can completely change your life and your attitude to everything. I also do, like I say, I can do distantly. Come to your house and clear out if you've got residual hauntings. Yeah, which I've got on my WhatsApp on my bio, so I'll put my WhatsApp on my bio there, because so someone can text me for prices and things like that. Yeah, so do that, and problem solving as well, because your brain's like a machine, and if you don't know how to use it, you know, I can coach you, because you can get stuck with something. Like there's a business deal I went to once, and he was being sued, and for a lot of money, and so I got in touch with the one who was suing him, and I changed his environment and I changed the guy's environment, and the suing didn't go along. I won't say how much it was and that, just in case you Google it and you find out who it is. But it was a lot of money, more money than most people ever have in their lifetime. So it's like feng shui, because I do feng shui. I'd say I'm an expert at it, but someone might differ. Feng shui, Kriya Chanting, I do all that lot, and I Ching, magic, and spirit whispering, all sorts. I'm trying to master them all, which if you know how difficult magic is, which is I Ching and chaos magic and things like that, you know how difficult it is, but I've come a long way with it. Yeah, so this is just ad hoc. No one said what's going to be out here today, so I just thought I'd come and check. So we'll see. No one's saying, oh, something's going to happen in a minute, so go here, go there. So I'm just wandering about, checking the horizon, see if anything is happening. I saw a couple of bits there. I don't know how well they've turned out on there. I say a couple of bits, you know, just take videos of the sky all my life. I never see a mask in the sky. I'm used to doing mediumships where ancient people are talking their own voices. So I'm like, it takes a lot to impress me. with pranic healing, you pull in energies and you direct them out of your hand chakra. And I did one once. It was that powerful. It put like a hole in the clouds, but the clouds were very, very low over my house. So they're saying try this on this camera. So I'm going to go into this field and I'm going to attempt to punch a hole in the clouds, and then they are 2,000 miles away. They're about, I don't know, 1,500 kilometres away by the look of it. So I'm going to try and get over this without castrating myself. Telling me to try and literally part the clouds, so I don't know whether they're doing that so they can take the mickey out of me when it doesn't work, or because it's actually going to happen. So I'm gonna do something now, and I'm going to tell them do something so the clouds move and the sun shines. So I've done something so they do it. So we'll see. Move the clouds so I can see the sun, so the sun can shine through. So basically, that's the words I'm explaining with. What was different than that? Now, I haven't got one of these microphones that gets through the wind, because sometimes with supernaturals you can get the sound vibrations which give you a bit of a spooky feeling. So if you think I'm amateur for not having a wind mic on, you'd be right. But also you can also get some like emotional vibes from it sometimes. I don't know if they're just going to move the cloud out of the way or punch out of the cloud, I don't know. Pretty sure they're going to do it. Going into the next field now. It's Wisterson, so it's like January. It's like late January, so it's there's a hole coming there where the sun is. You sometimes do things and I see it happen and I think that's amazing. Because some of your natural abilities to stay alive, they just want you to be boring, so you just go, oh, that'll never work. You just look at the floor instead of looking up at the sky. I'm going to do it in about 5 minutes. But as you can see, it's a nightmare to get through here, so I'm going to have to just have a look at it. So we'll get mud all the way through my new boots. Right, look, trying to blast through this air. So look, I just said it a minute ago, and here's the sun. These are the individuals because I've worked very, very hard with them. Because when you're dead and you're all smashed up, and then you come across someone like me who's decreed via Master Choa Sui and Mahaguruji Mailin. Look, there's a smiley face on there, they've done it for me. Thank you! There's a smiley face there. Zoom in on that, you can see a smiley face. So if you notice, that cloud was right over there, and I gave a call to move it, and so I could see the sun, and they've gone, there you are, and there's a nice smiley mask for you. See, I've been that tired and worn out. See, when you're healing, there's a balance between what you do for someone and how much it takes out of you. Look at that big smiley. And so I've been absolutely shattered, but also doing a lot, because sometimes gifts are a disguise. Look at that beautiful face there. You've got to see that. This is my friends doing this. This is to inspire you to understand that, you know, you're not alone. You're not. If you think you're flying around on a rock and you die, it's not true. You know, I've been out with these for years, and I didn't dare document it because I thought, if I document this, you know, you might get these like government bodies come and lock me up, and they said they won't do that anymore because they can't question you and say it's not real because it's happening on the camera. But they might have done 6 years ago. So that's them doing that, but I think they're going to do a bit more in a minute. That was obviously, I said I did what I did, and they did that for me. And I don't think it's finished yet. That beautiful sky is amazing. Small picture. I had the earth plane transmuted the other day, so you feel like you're a bit fresher in the morning. That's probably just to do with that. I thought the earth plane is element, I should say. And I did it for Mel the Mirror, so transmuting in the throat and the crown, and you know, I've been doing this. I've been doing all of that. I don't think there's any other pharaohs out there doing it. I think they all died. They all died and they didn't come back. But saying that, Dane Cook said he had a past life for something or other, and they said he was a pharaoh, so I haven't checked it out yet, but he's not a healer or anything, so he's one of my favourite comedians. So as you can see, when I come out here, that whole cloud mass was on there, and I said they said to me, punch a hole in the cloud or move it or get the sun out, and I said right, I'll do that, and there's the sun. Now you could say but the clouds were moving anyway, but were they moving because I said move, or were they moving anyway? I believe I got them to move, and there's the sun now bending through, which I call the yellow sun, because I've seen 4 suns. If you know, like, there's 4 elements, there's 4 suns as well. There's the yellow sun, the orange sun, the blue sun and the black sun. If you meditate on those 4 suns, you'll leave me a comment below, your life will change. I call them the 4, but you say it's the yellow sun, the orange sun, the blue sun and the black sun. And I've seen where you go when you die, because I've been there, and it's the orange sun. And I call the orange sun the orange sun of second chances. Because when you die, if you're lucky, you don't get stuck somewhere because you've been a bad guy, they come and pick you up and you go to the orange sun. You stay there and they look after you. So some of you listening to this, you have actually been to the orange sun, and if you have a past life regression, you'll see that you've lived before with someone. There's a thing called retrogression, which also I can heal you of, which allows you to leave the past behind. Now that is amazing, because that whole big cloud was on there, and I said move that and do going slow, and I said a septillion times faster, and there you are, and the sky's beautiful. I'm going to have another look around somewhere else. I didn't say much about the weather today, it just said it was really windy, so I couldn't show off by parting all the clouds, so it's a big blue sky instead of the rainy weather like on the last video. But this is not bad whatsoever, being able to move all those clouds so we can have a look straight at the sun within that short period of time. I'm just going to do something now and see, so I'll be quiet for a minute because I'll be talking into the toilet. So I'm the only person in the world that can look straight into the sun and get a response off the sun. So if anyone doubts that, get in touch with an ophthalmist and a weather scientist, a meteorologist, and someone that's into geomagnetics from the sun. And I'll stand any scrutiny, and I'll stand and look straight in the sun, which I suggest no one else do that apart from me, because I've got perfect vision and I can heal myself from any problems from the sun, which when you're someone like me, you don't get any problems from the sun because the sun likes you. The sun's not a big ball of helium and hydrogen burning, there are actual beings there. They're actual beings. So I've I've said something, so what'll happen, and this might take a while now, is something will happen here. I won't say what it is because sometimes it takes hours, and I said I'd only be out here for an hour. So if that bit of it doesn't happen, I look stupid because I did just come out here ad hoc and had a couple of good results. I do this every day now, just come out and shout at the clouds or something and get them to move out of the way. I don't know about you, but that is very, 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 very bright light. I really like me, which none of you will be. That's not being cocky, it's true. You can stare straight into the sun and you can see the sun's like a dodecahedron. And you can see the corona flashing. So if you ever speak to that Stefan Burns who does the meteorology, he's been freaking out about the sunstorms, and that was me and someone else getting the sun to be symbiotic with the earth. Because for years people have stupidly been like sacrificing goats and babies and stuff to the sun, and the sun hates all that because the sun gave birth to you. Yeah, that's your original mum there, the sun. So when you put your sunglasses on and go, oh no, the sun's burning me, you're talking about your original mother. It's not your mother, it's the Wi-Fi and the stupid towers around you frying you, not the sun. I'm not saying go in the sun and suntan and get heat stroke and all that lot, because there's a lot of processes in the sun. If you've been eating meat and taking chemicals and stuff, the sun has a interaction with your body, and you have to have so much time in the sun and then go out of the sun, and then all the meat and the chemicals and stuff comes out of you. That's why you feel great when you come back from holiday, unless you've just been drinking and taking drugs and eating poorly. That's why when you go in the sea and you go in the sun, look at this beautiful skyline now. Sorts of experiments as well, cloud busters. He got locked up for doing this, but I make no claims of curing anyone of anything or doing anything, but I can 100% tell you that when I'm around, paranormal things happen, and that's a fact. I say paranormal, but they're more supernatural. If people understand the word paranormal is more attractive to say than supernatural. But this is a supernatural phenomenon because I practice supernatural harmonising and balancing. So you Hindus out there that believe in siddhis, they're real because I do them. And you out there practicing magic, it's real because I do it. You shouldn't do it in your house. And you out there practice grimoires, they're real because I've seen them in the sky. So the supernatural beings is not the correct term, it's supernatural powers. And you can all have supernatural powers if you meditate on them. But there's a saying, with great power comes great responsibility, and he who wears the crown has a heavy head. So that's it. That went wrong. They're saying something's going on over here because we come and did Thoth law over here, and then Simon So I'm talking from Simon's mouth now because it's like you to do this. But when we first came here, we were doing this on this line here. You'll be able to see it in a minute because I'll zigzag it and it'll come out. Zigzag, 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 go kayak. Now Simon taking over my voice. I watch the sun now because I've just zigzagged the sun. Simon panicking because he's been living in his house for years and his dogs died, which wasn't false, the dogs were old and we were trying to get out of them, but they've died unfortunately. So Simon tried to kill us because he's a pranic healer, so he can call on his pranic beings to kill us. So we've been fighting for years, and now, like he said yesterday on the last video, he'll let us talk, so here we are talking, so we're going to show off right now. What's this? Zigzag, hooky ha, yika, zuki ka, looky yangi, hooky yapaka, chaka, wooka chakwa. That's called a Banshee hound scream from Italy. Yeah, from Italy. It's the Nazi rulers, that's what they used to do. They used to dig us up and they'd possess themselves with us. And then we'd come out and we'd scare the shit out of them. And then they'd die because they were horrible child molesters. And we used to get them to kill them, and that's what we did. For Simon, because Simon was like, the worst thing in the world is to spoil someone's childhood. So if I get a chance, I'll dig up the witches and the warlocks, and I'll have all these pedophiles and necrophiles and all these perverse, I'll have them all dead via supernatural means. So when you find in 25 years that there's no sex crimes anymore, it's because Simon called the warlocks in. And I'm getting emotional because Simon's a really nice guy and I killed his dogs. And I didn't mean to, and I've got to go because they're going to kill me for killing his dogs. Now that was called a mediumship from a Dogon, which is a demon. But Simon summoned all the demons and made him work for him, and he said, don't worry, I'm a vegan, I'm not a pervert, so I'll pay you well and we'll go out and show off our demonology and daemonology. So here we are, so we're going to do some more showing. We're going to stay out for hours, and if this video is 3 hours long, just watch it for 3 hours because you'll enjoy it. And all you perverts watching, you might drop dead. I'm going to take Simon's glove off now because it's fucking freezing out here. This is glove there. I'll take both gloves on and we'll put it on the tripod, and then Simon's you're going to see Simon now. He's not in the best of condition because he's been murdered thousands of times, but we're going to stand in front of here and we're going to do a zigzag spell to the earth plane, which means we've taken over Simon's body for 5 minutes, and you'll see Simon. See Simon, he's embarrassed about himself because for years he's been really, really healthy and good looking, but for the past 6 years we've completely dilapidated him and he's 53 years old now. But it doesn't look bad, but he's dehydrated and he's not been in the sun, so don't criticise what he looks like because he's a bit vain. We're not going to get him on show, we're just going to do that. Now if this falls over, I'll just come and pick it up. We're going to do that. We're not going to have Simon on it as well either because I was trying to embarrass him really, so I'm going to do this. This isn't Simon being mad, he's asked us to do mediumship and we didn't know he was going to turn up today. So we're here now. So we're not going in the camera now because he wanted to embarrass him. Zigzag, fucking zaggo, 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 closing in earth space. zag, 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 book chaki. Sick egg, oh, look at you, go out, cake, kaki, chak, to go, cock. Now that was one of the Quetzalcoatls from China. We thought they were from Mexico, but originally from China, believe it or not. Simon sent a picture to someone saying, this is sort of what I saw on my past life regression. And we read his memory and said, you didn't see us anywhere because we don't know you. And so for 5 years we've been arguing. Simon's going, get out of my memory. I was sending that to someone because I couldn't be bothered to find the pyramids of Gaza, at the site of Giza. And we were like, why are you telling us that Simon's been to Quetzalcoatl to do Quetzalcoatls? He said he hasn't, but our English is bad, so we were trying to tell Simon that he's a liar, but he's not a liar because he showed us the picture. He was in Cairo, which is Egypt now. It wasn't Egypt before, it was Mesopotamia. And this is what we're going to be doing, these things, and you can check all these stuff. It wasn't Quetzalcoatl Simon saw, it was a death dog and Moses and his team and some flying squads burying a very important gold box, which Simon thinks is, but it's not. Alright, it is. Simon's got a very important gold box buried at the Giza Plateau, and he knows exactly where it is. And it's cursed, so all your scans that they're doing at the moment saying there's something under the Giza Plateau, it's Simon Townsend's. Look, he's done it again. Another rainbow. Another rainbow, so this is number 2 video and 2 rainbows. That's a lovely rainbow. So this is what it's going to be like. Someone's going to be popping up, taking over Simon's voice box and a mediumship. It's like a seance, but you don't have your eyes shut holding people's hands who've paid money to get scared. See that rainbow? It's twice. One's popped up when I've recorded, and I've only recorded twice. So there's a rainbow there. Now we're going to get on with this incantation, so we're going to do that. I'm going to try and catch the phone if it falls over. If it falls over, it doesn't matter because we're doing incantations. So. Zig zag, bucket sack, zag zag zag, ookie kiki, rockatag, zig, goruki, kukukumkakareka sack, zag 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 zag, zag 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 zag, zag 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 guguchuko. Bukalanki, kikikaiki, kukotuki yakalagolumpo, kichakawai akako. We sound like Mexicans, but we're not. We're from China. Zig zag, zig zag, zig zag, zig zag, zig. Bucket sack, zig zag, zig zag. Zag zag, 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 zag zag. Oh, oh, kachakalonko, kombakachake. Just to enhance this rainbow. Look now. Ooh. Go. We'll just enhance that by doing incantations of chicken one clock. Disgusting big piece of wax just come out. That's amazing, look at that. That's me, Simon, now talking now. That's them doing that. See, they don't tell me what they're doing sometimes, they just take over my voice box and do it because I said I'll let them talk if they don't embarrass me. Now that's amazing, you've got that. Zig zag, poker shack, zig zag, zug zug, zig zag, zag zug, zig zug, zig zag, walk like you walk. I'm going to enhance it a bit harder. Look at it. Simon's thinking I'll just let them do these videos now. And when you watch this, when you get scared, good, because we're supposed to be scaring people on the internet and paranormal. So if you get scared at home, don't worry, Simon will come and get rid of the spooks because we're like opening a can of worms in your 16th box. So you feel like you should be doing something to help Simon. Sounds crazy, but you know, the ones that do contact Simon for help, your life will change because we'll come round your house and do this. We'll go like this, zig, 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 bunkai, yikangu, kitakonkoi. And you'll go, wow, this is amazing. Look at that. Now we're going to turn away from that, even though it's amazing, because we've got some scary stuff to show Simon Townsend in a minute. He's telling us just don't threaten him because he'll kill us. Because Simon's allowed to kill ghosts because he's a pranic healer and he's a pharaoh, so he's allowed to kill ghosts, which there's no law against. Because ghosts are all bad. Oh, back on this again. Look at that, sticking right out there. Now we're on 31 minutes, so Simon just thought, I'll go out because I thought some nature spirits are coming and we'll see what happens. I didn't know these Quetzalcoatls was going to turn up. I thought they were quite cool, but they did it on the train once when I was drunk and we were walking up and down the train and they were doing that. And I thought, I don't know whether they're trying to get these people to kill me or just clearing this train or what. I don't know. Simon didn't realise when he's talking to Quetzalcoatls he's got to do some healing with them, which is what they're doing now with their zig, 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 zig. This rainbow's going to disappear and then we're going to go another one somewhere else. Zag, 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 zig, 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 zag, zig, zag, zag, zig, zag, zig, 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 zig. Zag 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 zag. Zig 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 zig. Simon ran out of breath then, so we're gonna have to get him fitted because he was like pretty like athlete standard fitness when we got him. He could like run at 18 kilometres a mile for ages, but now he's just dilapidated because we've been taking up all the time. But he's going to go to the swimming bath soon and get fit, and then he'll go on camera looking his best again. We're going to try and get him on camera then and do a before and after, but he thought we were embarrassing him, so Simon's just realised that he sounds insane. But he has said come and do a mediumship and a seance, so this is a real live seance which you'll feel it through the ghost running off because he doesn't want to get thrown into the sunshine. Simon's got this unique ability, right, to throw dead people into the sun because he knew that he was a pharaoh in the past, but he didn't know why things were happening because he'd just say for it to happen, it would happen. So we stopped him from doing it because he was showing off, and now we're going to be friends because he's got us to work for him. He says we get well paid, just don't embarrass me. And so he pays us with like endorphins and things that gets us like euphoria feelings. So, which are endorphins, because Simon can get the endorphins from the sun and put them in us, and then we're like blissed out. So it's like it's like what you do if you went to a nightclub and had some ecstasy. It's what we do with Simon. There's no drugs, it's endorphins from the sun because the sun manufactures them and we get them, and that's how we get paid. Yeah, Simon gets paid in real money, so if you're going to go on to his WhatsApp and ask him for some services, pay him real money. Because you won't be able to get endorphins from the sun because he's a magic wizard. Now, you may think these are high hopes, saying he's a wizard and stuff, but he's done a lot of work, thousands of years of work, alive and dead. That's why he's called the immortal pharaoh, because he died and then he thought, I'll come back, and then he forgot to come back. So we went and got him because my name's Kanum of Chwauk. Yeah, of China, Kanum of Chwauk. Forgot to recruit me. Don't recruit me now. I'll have to come back. Simon's going to recruit Kanum of Chwauk, and then he can't go anywhere because he has to work for him. What's it? I won't say it out loud, I'll say it quietly. There you go, back again. Just told Canum of Twelve, which is an unstoppable being, to work for him or he'll throw him in the sun. He's coming back. Have you ever heard of Hacker Magic? That's Simon Townsend is Hacker Magic, which is the reality that if you do bad things will happen to you. Like karma, but better. See how we got rid of the rainbow and we've brought it back. See, we can do these things through Simon, because Simon can handle huge amounts of pain and anguish doing it. A normal person would be in hospital crying out crying for psychiatric drugs. I hear Simon doing some funny noises because he's been congested with all sorts of poisonous drugs, because when you get people from the other side and they've died of poisoning and they get in you, they've got no feelings, so they don't feel like they're poisoning you. And Simon's like hard as there's another. Simon's like 10 men hard, so when we say you're alright, he says, oh yeah, thanks for asking. I'm fine, thanks for asking, but he's not, he's in extreme pain and turmoil, but he keeps forgetting to do his pranic healing properly because there's so much to do. There was like 10 beings a second needed pranic healing, but we're outside doing it now, I think that's a conference. So we've got two. I did that one, Simon Townsend did that one, talking to the sun. This is how it's going to be. You watch, it'll change for the better. Simon stops Donald Trump getting killed. You know, we sent a ghost to Bidman's arm, and he missed Donald Trump by millimeters, and then he informed the other shooter to shoot him straight in the head, and he missed and shot him in the shoulder. So only the FBI will know that he got shot in the shoulder because Simon asked us to do it. Yeah, Simon Townsend. Simon Townsend saved Donald Trump's life. And I could tell that because I was the ghost who went and nudged him, and he was an horrible bloke, that guy who shot Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump's a nice bloke. I didn't believe it until Simon says he'd been checking him out for years and just thought, I don't get any bad vibes off him. There's another one there. Just looking at that on YouTube is good enough for YouTube, because I bet you any money you can't just turn up in a field and then a rainbow appear, and then someone from China come and say, I'll do another one, and then another one appear. I bet you any money that doesn't happen. Yeah, so Donald Trump's a good one, Joe Biden's a bad one, and his son's a bad one. So they'll probably kick the bucket in a few years and everyone will find out that they're horrible. So we won't have to do any allegations, they're just horrible. It's going to shorten this Simon's words. Simon's got some stupid sayings, but we pick them up and then we laugh because he's quite humorous, even though he's been poisoned to death and survived it. See, what we didn't know is one day in his bed he manifested that he was immortal again. So no matter what we did to him and tortured him, he'd just wake up in the morning like nothing had happened. But that accumulated to the point where he actually did think he was going to die. And he won't go to the doctors or the hospital because he knows that he's better than the doctors and the hospital, so there's no point in going there. That's me saying that, not Simon through mediumship. So Simon's not claiming to be a doctor or someone that can cure something, because what he does is he alleviates you, or sometimes he can cause a complete cessation of something, which means it never comes back. Like pedophiles, he makes sure they never come back, because when pedophiles are in ghost form, they're even more horrible than when they're alive. And they've been threatening Simon to kill him, and he's been laughing, saying, you pussies, you've tortured me for 30 hours and I'm still here. Now it's my turn to fight you. So he got me to come back and literally dispose of them, because you have to ask so many people before you're allowed to literally dispose of someone's consciousness. And we were like, we'll have to go and see what these paedophiles do, which was a bad idea because they're disgusting. So we saw what they did, and we all come together and we said, right, we're going to dispose of all the paedophiles. So that's what we're doing in this field today as well. Because I started a zigzag there, and Simon tried to kill me for it. Well, over there, he felt like he was getting loads of people. So we sat at home in his so it's his safe seat where he goes and tells everyone what's been done for the day. Like I say on HQ, where we go and sit down. And he thought like he's like his mother and father where he thinks make sure we haven't done anything wrong. And we had because we left all this electric on here. If you have a close look at that, you'll see electric come through there in a minute. Zigzag, 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 zigzag! And look close, you'll see electric coming through there. And if you don't, it's because we live on a different spectrum of light. So when you hear David Icke saying beings live on a different spectrum of light, it's true. And Simon's friends with them now because he's given no option apart from to work for him. Now if you meet Simon, he's just like he's just a normal guy. He's quite good looking and he's just a sweet, charming guy, which is nice. He's rather said that or he would have threatened to kill me. Right, we're going to do zigzag again. If you look on the 32 symbols found in caves, that's the zigzag we're on about because we're zigzaggers from the Dogon because we're demons. Simon's not a demon, he's a healer. But he's summoned demons to get rid of these pedophiles because we're sick of them. So we're going to get rid of the pedophiles and the necrophiles and those that do free use of necrophilia, which is disgusting. So never Google that or look at it because it's absolutely disgusting. Simon's even told us don't look at anything they do, just find out who they are and get rid of them because they're perverts ruining children's lives. You know, like Jimmy Savile, that sort of horrible. So, Simon's been apprehensive because he's making sure that we don't say anything that we can't put on YouTube because we are just killing ghosts. We're not actually killing anyone that's got the lungs of their head. So don't worry, it's not actually Now Simon, like, when I say this stuff, you think it's bad, but you'll believe it because it's true. Simon, when he first got supernatural, he defrosted the moon. That's the moon. So if you look at 2019 with the moon photographs, Simon defrosted it, and then what happened, because the moon's got no atmosphere, is the Earth atmosphere breathed in all the stuff that destroyed the moon, because the moon was just like Earth. Yeah, if you look up there, you'll see the seas and so we defrosted it, and then it all fell down here, and nearly killed Simon, because his chakras lifted them all up. Simon getting tired because we're walking him round like this because we're going to do a zigzag in a minute and then he's going to go on for us. We're going to try and get him not to drink any lager because when he's fed up he'll go home and sit down and drink lager. We don't like lager because we've got full. So we're going to try not to drink lager for the next few days and then we'll get this YouTube count up and then we'll be fine. So we're going to do that. He's going to stay sober for a few days. Begrudging what he thinks will come to the terms that he's got to do something we say. Right. Walking around with this stick like it's a microphone like Elvis. I might have to put it down in a minute and then do something in front of the camera. Even though he thinks he's not very, thinks he's got a face for radio at the minute because it's not very, he's used to looking like really good looking and muscly and like a fighter, but it looks like he's been through the woods. It's like he's not come out of the woods yet. He'll just cut it if he doesn't like it, or he'll stick some funny face on it. Right, we're going to try it now. Not doing a zigzag, just going to do it. We're not because he's cringing. He's cringing. He's got stage fright. Right, we're going out now. So you've seen quite a bit of stuff today. We're on an hour and 5 minute to the sun now. Watch. Watch. Now the sun's just gone. I sat in town because he knows let him come out to he's allowed 6 to 10 little walkers a night. Anyway, I'm so miserable. Sometimes I have such a hard day, a very, very hard day, and I get home and I think I'll sit down. And it's because he's a vegan, so he's nice condition. Little bottles and there's a little 250s. Go. The sun's just ended. That's it. That's what it is. It's not much magician. He thought, oh, that's going to take ages to do. I was trying to get Simon. You're going to be as famous as this guy. There's a mess. There's a mess and he's put him through a terrible time for 6 years, so you'll see him get back and healthy. Not so long ago he looked like the epitome of healthy, looked like he was like 25 years old. This is Simon Town being spoken from by a dog. Simon, so don't take the piss out of him too much because his hair's a mess and his face is all drunk because he's had 6 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, doing just what we want to do. 6 years he's been doing. Yeah, and we said on the last video, I might let these lot talk, so if they say something despicable, it's not Simon because they've got a sense of humour, which some might not find humorous. We did this in his house, but we spooked his house out and kept closed the lines in his house, so it's not very well. But when we went to China and we do this in front of Chairman Mao, who's been dead for 50 years. Take him up and do it. So you can see the electrical there, but Simon's got four-dimensional visions because he's been doing his supernatural being, so you might not be able to see it on there. It's like blue flashing lights, like from Project Bluebeam, which is actually not bad for that Project Bluebeam compared to some light, which is the RGB, which keeps you awake at night, makes you ill and takes Simon's not big into pharmaceuticals. Actually got poisoned by pervertin in Custard. He said it was Cyclone B, but it wasn't. It was called pervertin because he went into this house. He was in there. He was in there in the house that he was trying to clear. It went into his bloodstream and nearly killed him. Like psychotic beings in your mind. Basically drives you insane. So Simon went insane and then he healed himself and became not insane. So if you speak to any healer over the years who's been insane and come back from it, you'll know how difficult it is. I can't say there's a lot of healers that's healed himself from insanity because it's like years ago, so no idea if It's a bottle healing, which is when you get some spirit from China to come in and do it. It's nice because it's going to the chakras over and over again. Things like yogas and antakarabas and limited self and limited self and all sorts. And I'm like, I don't feel any better. It's like it does sometimes. Sometimes there's complete moment of clarity and goes, oh, that's all over. And then we give him loads more jobs to do, and then he goes mad again. Because he should be out here getting tired. He's glad he can go home, have a bowl of rice and chili, vegan, obviously homemade, buy vegan stuff from his favourite store. He's saying he's busy. He's got his time. See him and say he's been on Twitch. So, the guy off the YouTube of paranormal. So I might change the name to supernatural because paranormal, I don't like it because I like scary people. I really like doing healing stuff and motivational stuff. I keep saying paranormal. So no, that's just because people will look at the strap line and go, there it is. Over an hour. It's bye from Simon Townsend even now. It's me saying, my name's Quetzalcoatl. So if you Google me and meditate on me, I might turn up at your house. And then if you're doubting it's Simon, I'll speak through your lung box. And then you can comment on the comments that Simon's not making this up. It's actual facts. And as you can see, his commands are good because he commanded the sun come out straight away. And within a few minutes later, he did that rainbow next to the one Simon did with the sun. So until next time, subscribe and like. And don't tell them this is just real first outing. It's dead people speaking through their putting his life back together after 6 years of being possessed by monsters of Gestard and Nazi background. That's the beautiful sun. Good night, son. Simon's going to go and drink lager now and eat rice and beans. That's me. I'm going to say bye, son. Thank you. Yellow sun, orange sun, blue sun, black sun. That's actually me saying that. Simon. No, that's us again now. It does sound a bit crazy, but it is proper, like, mediumship. So these are people who have. Look at that sun now. That's because Simon said thanks very much. Thank you, love you. We love you, yellow sun, orange sun, blue sun, black sun. You didn't know what happened, a big gust of wind come behind us and got the camera. I'm going to stay here for a minute because see this, be afraid because me and she'll be dead in about 5 minutes. That's I said that, but Simon Townsend's absolutely going, oh no! I said don't say anything to you, top of the cup. We're not thousands of years old, we just got back, just got back. So in English, thousands of years old means you've been around for thousands of years old, but in ours it means you're being disrespectful to us because you're saying we're old fuddy-duddies, but it's not mean that. Zig, 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 ka-ka-coo, zig-zig-coo. Zag 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 zag. Zag 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 zag. Now we're going to stop recording for the day. What we've done here, we've put down lines, which is also from the 32. So if you get a chance to watch the 32 on TEDx, called the 32 symbols found in caves all over the world. That's what we do to take over the world. So we've come back to take over the world, and guess what we're going to do with it? We're going to turn it into an organic, vegan, outstanding place of beauty. Simon said, if I'm going to be a vegan and do this, we're going to get everyone to be vegan. Because when someone told Simon to be a vegan, he felt so stupid he wasn't a vegan before. He thought, I can't believe that I've been out there eating my friends and saying, oh yeah, but we're the top of the food chain and you've got to have your protein. And now he's speaking, he just feels like he's really, really sad that he's put some poor cows with a bolt in his head into his mouth and put them down the toilet and made him feel like that's how much worthy they are to him, is you just kill them and put them down the toilet. Because we're all from the suns, the big suns, they're called stars sometimes, but Simon's changed the names of the stars to the suns. So if you want to meditate on a sun where you come from, you just command that you meditate on the sun for 1 minute at the end of your sentence, and then you say full stop, and then you'll meditate just for 1 minute instead of hours. Simon's thinking, it took me 10 years to do that and he was giving it away. So you can say thanks to Simon Townsend for that, because I copied him so I could do like 20 meditations in a second. Simon got it so he could do a huge omni meditation, which is the whole world, in 1 minute, and then we pinched it. So we'll just give it away to you. So you can do that. Look at the moon's beautiful. I was trying to say before he froze, is sometimes when he says things to the sun, the sky changes colour. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't, because the sun just goes, go home and go to bed because you're tired, which is knackered in English, but also in a different language that sounds something weird. But in English, knackered just means you're tired from some exercise. In other language, it means you're tired after doing sex. So it means he's knackered, as in he's done a lot of exercise. Simon's done more exercise in demons than anyone in history, because he got all the angels and demons to be immune from terrible things, and they didn't know Simon did it. Yeah, so Simon Townsend's friends are all the demons from the world. You know, he got them to be immune from all the bad things that can happen to them. Yeah, imprisonment, dysfunction, sorry, you know, like dysfunctional families and dysfunctional lives. Simon got them all to be immune from it, so they can cure all these cancers and all these diseases. The demons that you can't see. That sounded like Joe Biden then, because Simon takes the piss out of Joe Biden, because there's comedians which try and emulate him taking the mickey out of him. Look at the sun moving now. We call that one the yellow sun. Simon commanded the yellow sun and the orange sun to do something once, and a huge jet come out of the top and came into his house. I saw it. I realised he was actually attacking one of his friends, so I had to tell him to reverse it, because he had has to disintegrate Anubis, and then he found out Anubis was a devil. And then sorry about that. Well, that was before he put Anubis in charge of the Milky Way galaxy, and he went off and he got lost because it's big. Because it's big, the Nuki galaxy. That's what it's called, the Nuki galaxy. Look at that. Big facial features in the sky like a skeleton. You'll have to zoom in on that, and it's up to your own portrait, believe it or not. But look how where the sun is now. You see, that's 1 hour and a little bit. Yeah, Simon's got it because we're changing the Mayan calendar. So if you get in touch with Stefan Burns and all them boffins, you'll see that today we're about 4 o'clock now. 4 o'clock today, which is Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday the 28th of January. It's Tuesday, like late on in January anyway. You'll see that the sunshine and the earth geomagnetic storms coincided with each other. And it was me, Quetzalcoatl, the Mayan calendar, that did it. Talking through Simon Townsend, who's actually called Pharaoh Ramses the Great. We were so lucky. Looks like a Korean lad who goes doing some healing, and we're in the safest building in the world in his house because we've put a fortress around it, so if anyone comes in, they drop dead. Yeah, it's invisible, it's not like police can pick up. So if any murderers come in, Fritzl of the German army, Fritzl did that. Fritzl was only the good one in German army, but the German army got possessed and killed him. So we said if we could find someone else. We didn't know we were going to find a pharaoh. Simon didn't know he was a pharaoh until he saw a picture on the telly. He thought, that looks like me. So we come out to prove it was him. It's a bit of discombobulation with the times and that, because Simon just wanted to do a YouTube video, so he said yesterday I found out that was Ramses II, but it wasn't that, it was about 7 years ago. Yeah, well 7 years ago I had a past life regression and he's seen him and Death Dog, which is Anubis, and he thinks it's Moses, but we think it's Socrates. So it's Socrates and Anubis and Simon were friends thousands of years ago. We're getting emotional because we're all sort of dying, which means we can come back. We're dying, but we're coming back. Yeah, there's a thing somewhere. It's like you have to die to live. That's what we're doing. We're dying to live. We're coming back because Simon's made us immune to death. So he said to us when he first met us, he said, "You're lucky to cross my path." And we didn't believe him. Now we believe him. And then he had it recently, he said, "Well, you're very unlucky to cross my path, because I'm Pharaoh Ramses the Great, and I can throw you in the sun, I can throw you away from it." Unfortunately, he's a healer, and he says that about the perverse. The perverse, those that are into depravity. Everyone else is pretty much safe, so don't worry about it. Plus he does it through supernatural means, that he's not going to actually attack anyone, because that's intimidating. Trying to get me off my track. See, I'm tracking all the websites, so when we can come out later, we're going to come out later tonight, and then we're going to move some things around. Simon's got to go home. Have his 6 lagers, he's only having 6. 6 lagers, have his Weetabix. Tell Susanna's going to go home. And she's been so good to us, because Simon said to her, "Look, you might think I'm mad, but I'm talking to someone, and it's through I don't know what, I think it's through some sort of meditation or something." She went, "Oh, you just got psychosis from taking drugs in Miami." And because Simon went to Miami to save somebody's life, and then we told the guy who saved his life, he literally just walked into the toilet where this guy was dying, saved his life, and then the guy forgot it. So we won't say his name because he's a billionaire in New York. So Simon's like, that billionaire is going to have to remember that I saved his life and give me some accreditation for it. Because Simon did feng shui on his buildings in 2022, which was 2 years after he did it. That's beautiful. He had record-breaking sales of the whole of his life in real estate. But we possessed him with Quetzalcoatl, so we just leave Simon alone so we could poison Simon to death. But we've had to kiss and make up. Look at them colours over there. You can't see them colours because Simon can see in black and white. But I can see peaches and creams and... Oh, by the way, we're going to get sick of blowing Simon's trumpet. Simon asked the Aurora Borealis to come to Cheshire, and so many of you were in Cheshire seeing the Aurora Borealis with Simon, because he went, I'll pull magenta through my chakras, and then the magenta came out in the north. So you can prove it, because if you get some scientists to say change the colour at the North Pole, Simon will just command it and then I'll go up there and change it, because it's cool showing off, and this is what Simon wanted to do. He's thinking, if you look at that ball up there, right, if you got a fishing net down here and you took the net off it and you could extend it all the way around there, you could go like that all the way around it, and there's no strings attached, and you could pull the thing down here and there'd be no strings attached, and you think, that's a 50 gigaton ball of something just suspended in the sky. So there's lots of things that are possible in life that you might think are not possible. But the fact is there's another one there, a big yellow one. And if you look at the sky at night, there's lots of them. Now, just keep it there because I can start waffling on about his motivational things. He's just thinking. So we're going to do this later tonight. We're not going to take this bloody stick thing with us. So he's just going to be holding it in his hand because the stick thing's freezing to his hand even though we've got gloves. Now Simon feels like he's got a ghost in him because he has. Right, we're in a place now where we can do this. I'm going to do this. This is to close the party. If it falls over, we'll have to come and pick it up because Simon's going to have to turn around. This would be a picture in front of the moon in a minute. We call the sun the moon because we're from the moon, which is a place from moon. You know Skeksis, off the Skeksis movie, the Black Crystal, that's where we're from, the Dark Crystal. Simon thought Skeksis was why everyone's a cannibal. Now if you look at the moon axis, you'll see the sun's going to go down rapidly in about 5 seconds. What? Messed it up for us a bit because Simon can stare in the sun and we can't, so because we're like Dracula, we have to stay out at night. The sun's going to go orange in a minute, I think, which is they'll pick the dead up if died because it has to go orange to pick the dead up. About 2 hours this is, but it's worth watching if you're into this stuff. you think you're flying around on a rock for no reason, you die and it's tough, then you probably won't into it. But if you want to see the world change, because it's already got all sorts of things planned for the world. We're wobbling it because we're winging our hands around doing spells, so. We're going to try and do it in front of the camera, so you'll just see the back of Simon's head. So if it falls over, we'll just have to turn around and pick the camera back up. Simon's face out of it, because you've not done any training for years, because you've been doing this 24 hours a day. You look in the mirror and you think, I used to be more handsome than that. I'll keep you both off the camera until it's I'm handsome again. This might sound vain to someone, but again, if it falls over, we'll have to pick it up because we're doing spells. Doing spells of Mexican. Sort of trying to think of things to say, and Simon's saying, don't say that. It's not disgusting or anything, it's just something I'd be like, oh no. Zig, 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 zig. Zack, 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 zag, 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 zag. Boka shark, zag, 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 go. Now I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to leave because I'm not working for Simon. Just ask the sun if I can leave, so goodbye planet Earth. Zig 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 zig. Boka shark zig 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 zig. Trying to get some UAPs out for later. Simon's virtually freezing to death because we don't feel cold because we're dead. But Simon's like, oh, my hands are freezing. He can't put his gloves on because we're doing witchcraft. Zig, 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 zig. Now you'll hear this. This is the zigzag, which is. Simon thinks we're quite cool, but we did try and kill him at one point, so we're going to be cool. He couldn't believe that was sound so cool, but we were going to kill him. But then we realised he's immortal, so we tried to kill his missus, but he made his missus immortal, so we killed his dogs. That was someone admitting something they did bad to Simon, so someone killed them. Remember, there's no actual skulls involved in this. This is witchcraft, dead people killing dead people, so there's no bodies involved. No criminality taking place. Right, we're going to go pack up in a minute, even though there's going to be a light show in about 10 minutes. Oh, stay here for 10 minutes. The lands are freezing, so I'm just going to put my... I'm going to say this. Skeleton masks in the sunshine. We're Chinese, so we're trying to learn English, so when you're stumbling a word, it's not Simon, it's me. In a mediumship. This is not a mediumship, actually, it's called a cast. A cast, you know, like a broadcast, it's a cast, but from dead people. Which don't like to be called dead, they like to say they're in transmission. Transition then. I'll have to zoom in on that, there's a little pooch's face in there. Facial features, I should say. And then there's another facial feature over the top of it. There's all sorts of facial features there. This is a long one, this is 1 hour 13 now, but it's worth it. There's something happening over there, you see them facial features? There's facial feature there and there. Got a bit blurry now. Tried not to embarrass Simon today because he said, if you embarrass me, I'll not let you talk. So we've been on our best behaviour, no swearing and no saying we're going to do horrible things to anyone. It's crazy to think that a little 5'8" kickboxer from Crewe can push around ancient old Quetzalcoatls from China and all these like, but we didn't realise his Pharaoh Ramses, the great immortal warrior of Egypt. No, so when you see him, just remember that he's Pharaoh Ramses, not Simon Townsend. But it does say Simon on his passport, so so you've known him for Simon for years, and you'll soon find out that everything he says is correct. Because we're going to be doing this tonight now. We're going to come out and do 2 hours tonight, and then we're going to play 2 hours, and then you're going to watch 2 hours of me moving spaceships around, because I'm a spaceman. Spaceman. Trying to find my favourite tunes, but it's only a minute and a half long. Zig zag zig zag zig zag zig 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 zig. go. Right, we're going now. This is Quetzalcoatl and the Chinese people and Simon Townsend logging out, and so apparently we've got to say subscribe and leave a comment below. No trolling, because you might have a ghost around your house to say, take that trolling message off there. I know WhatsApping in with bad things, because it's not very nice. And yeah, subscribe, like, and share it. And you know, this is the beginning. This is Simon's second video on YouTube, so cut him some slack. And goodbye.